You are about to see paranormal videos you've never seen before here on YouTube. The Silent Hunter. We begin this week's transmission with YouTuber Tim Morozov, who specializes in exploring cursed locations. For this expedition, he and his dog have ventured deep into a forest rumored to be the home of a dark sorcerer or shaman. Tim finds a withered, dried-up tree that he believes is the center of the forest's negative energy. He sets up his equipment to conduct an EVP session, hoping to catch the voice of a spirit. But as he begins to ask questions, pay close attention to the tree bark right next to his head, because the response he gets isn't a voice, it's a warning. Watch closely.
Выйти на контакт. Барабаны.
Did you see that? Out of the absolute darkness, a literal arrow pierces the wood just inches from his face. If he had been standing slightly to the left, this video would have ended very differently. But here is the truly terrifying part. The first arrow strikes from the left side of the frame. Tim instinctively scrambles to the right side of the tree for cover. But seconds later, 3 more arrows strike the tree just above his head, coming from the right. This implies that either the attacker was moving incredibly fast in the pitch black, or Tim was being hunted by more than one person. In his panic to escape, Tim falls into a ravine and severely injures his leg. However, he did post a part 2 on his YouTube channel, and he gets out of the forest unharmed. We often search for the paranormal on this channel, but this footage is a grim reminder. Sometimes, the living are far more dangerous than the dead. So, was this the sorcerer protecting his forest, or just a maniac in the woods? You decide. Deadly Games. Our next video is a bit of a mystery. It has been re-uploaded countless times across the internet, but the original file allegedly comes from Mexico. The story goes that neighbors had been complaining about the sound of children laughing inside an abandoned house, so a local man went to investigate. What he found inside was this disturbing, 5-foot-tall doll standing all alone in the center of the living room. He starts recording because he hears movement right in front of him. Watch closely.
¿Qué es eso?
This clip is terrifying on 2 levels. First, the obvious one. As the man films, a pair of pale hands reach out from behind the doll and cover its eyes, mimicking a twisted game of peekaboo. You can even hear a child's laugh. Yet, when he circles around to check, there is absolutely no one standing there. But there is a detail here that almost everyone has missed. As he pans the camera back to the face, the doll's left eye seems to twitch and shift, locking its gaze directly onto the camera lens. It's subtle, but it's there. So, was this a prank by a hidden squatter? Or is this doll possessed by something that wants to play? You decide. The Passenger. Next up, we go to Argentina, where a man on Instagram named Javier is waiting in a hospital lobby late at night. The waiting room is quiet, but Javier's attention is drawn to the parking lot right outside the glass doors. His car is parked just a few feet away, clearly visible under the streetlights. He pulls out his phone because he realizes he might not be the only one waiting. Take a look.
Y nos dimos vuelta porque dijimos, bueno, ¿quién está entrando? La cuestión de que no hay nadie atrás nuestro. Y miramos dentro del auto y dijimos, oh, pues si el auto Qué mierda, Lo peor de todo es que no queremos salir. O sea, no. Un miedo, la puta madre. Lo peor de todo es que se mueve adentro el auto y no hay nadie. O sea, ahora vamos a ir a controlar el auto. Pero parece como si fuese un reflejo. La puta madre. No, boludo. Ya, salimos rápido para que vean que no es mentira. Mamá, la piel de gallina, hermano. Piel de gallina. Cagazo. Nadie. Nadie. Un montón. Es un montón. Mierda. Y encima nos mira la puta que te parió. No, chabón. No. Desapareció. La concha.
This is truly bizarre. From inside the lobby, you can clearly distinguish the silhouette of a person sitting in the passenger seat. You can even see what looks like a head and shoulders shifting slightly, as if they are getting comfortable. Javier is brave enough to go out and check. He opens the door and proves the car is completely empty. There is no one hiding in the back, and no one crouching on the floor. But the moment he returns to his seat inside, the figure returns too. Watch right here. Whatever it is, it reappears in the exact same spot. Since this was filmed at a hospital, many viewers believe this could be the spirit of someone who recently passed away, mistaking Javier's car for their ride home. So, is this just a strange reflection on the windshield, or a ghost waiting for a ride? You decide. The Push. In July of 2021, YouTuber Tim, known as Realidad Alterna, decided to spend the night in an abandoned Russian manor with a dark reputation. He sets up his base camp on the second floor, right near the main staircase. To see if he can make contact, he decides to conduct a Ouija board session. But the moment he finishes, the atmosphere in the room seems to shift aggressively. Tim stands up to investigate a noise near the stairs, right where the safety railing is missing. Watch closely.
Там есть кто-нибудь? Там кто-нибудь есть? Ничего не вижу. Что шумит?
Things escalate very quickly here. First, notice the candle on the window shelf. It doesn't just flicker, it is physically knocked over by an unseen force. But the truly terrifying moment happens seconds later. As Tim stands inches away from a dangerous drop, his heavy camera tripod behind him violently lunges forward. This doesn't look like gravity. Tripods are designed to be stable, yet this one accelerates directly into his back. If he hadn't caught his balance, he could have fallen to the floor below. Tim believes that whatever he invited in with that Ouija board wanted to do him serious harm. So, was this a clumsy accident or a violent attack? You decide. The open session. Next, we travel back to 2012 for a piece of footage that surfaced on Reddit without a clear source. It was allegedly filmed by a student in Mexico who was making a documentary about the occult. She and her friend decide to conduct a Ouija board session in the kitchen. But when they start hearing footsteps echoing through the house, they panic and flee the table, forgetting the most important rule: they never close the session. What you are about to see is the aftermath. Watch closely.
I think it's that. There's someone on the back porch.
This video is terrifying because it escalates so quickly. In the beginning, the camera captures a distinct tall shadow standing in the hallway. If you look closely, you can see two reflective points that look like glowing eyes staring back at her. But the horror doesn't end when she hides. The entity, or person, follows her to the storage room, and you can hear their heavy footsteps as they come closer. When she makes the mistake of opening the door, the figure is waiting, and it immediately charges at her before the recording cuts out. Since there are no updates on the original poster, we have to ask, was this a spirit released by an open session? Or did an actual intruder break in while they were distracted by the game? You decide. The Drifter. Next, an American TikToker shares a strange occurrence involving a birthday balloon he has kept for over a month. He says he usually keeps them until they fully deflate as a memory. And this specific one has been sitting motionless in the corner of his bedroom for weeks. But when he comes home one afternoon, he finds the balloon has migrated all the way to the living room. Confused as to how it got there, he pulls out his phone and films what you are about to see. Take a look.
And Thomas goes, "Oh my God, this is so creepy. Come in here and look at this." So I get up, I come, I look into his office, and this balloon, right? Okay, hear me out. My birthday was back in June. It was June 21st, and I received this balloon from a family friend, and I'm sentimental, so like I keep things for forever. I'll keep it until it deflates, and then I'll pack it away in my memory box. Don't judge me. But this balloon has been in the corner of our dining room since June 21st, and it has not moved. It was right here in this corner. My birthday banner or my birthday sash is still right there too. And again, it has not moved at all since June 21st. And I make a point to look at it every day because I've seen videos on here of balloons being creepy and moving around. What was it, like the Elmo balloon or something that like levitated up the stairs? And the cats are all acting weird. Like you can see Autumn creeping and being all low and sketchy. And this balloon is just floating around even though it hasn't floated around for the last 2.5 months. Please make it make sense. And not it coming right towards me right now. Hello? I just think it's so crazy that it like came from the dining room down our little hallway right here and then into this room. Like, why? What is the reason? Oh my God. Where are you going? And I know people are probably going to be like, oh, are there ACs on? We haven't had our ACs on in 2 weeks. In fact, we started to take out all of our window fans, and we even took the AC out of our bedroom just last night because we just haven't been using it. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. This is so weird. I mean, probably just normal balloon activities once it starts to deflate and whatnot, but how bizarre. I just want to see where it's going. What do you think, Barbara? Barbara doesn't give a But again, it came from that corner. Are you traveling back to your corner? No? Not okay. So this is how my morning is starting off. Just going to be observing the balloon all day, I suppose.
Now, skeptics will immediately say this is just air conditioning or a draft, and that is very possible. But he claims that there is no AC in the house right now. Also, look closely at the specific way it moves. It doesn't just drift aimlessly. As it approaches the first door frame, it lowers itself just enough to clear the header, then continues down the hall. Then, as it reaches the second door, it drops altitude again to squeeze through, before floating back up to the ceiling the moment it is inside the room. It almost looks like it has spatial awareness, navigating the house with purpose. So, is this just a lucky draft in the house, or is something invisible holding that string? You decide. The Factory of Fire. This next video might be one of the most convincing pieces of evidence we have ever seen. It comes from Saudi paranormal investigator Jassim Adventures, who is exploring a notorious abandoned factory. Crucially, Jassim broadcasts his investigations live on Snapchat to prove to his audience that there are no edits, cuts, or special effects. The atmosphere is tense from the start, but as he moves deeper into the building, the activity becomes aggressive. Watch closely as this one is truly bizarre.
من زمان ما قلتها. بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله لا إله إلا الله أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. حصنت نفسي بلا إله إلا الله. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا إله إلا الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. حصنت نفسي بلا إله إلا الله. يا جماعة هذا الباب كان مفتوح. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله بسم الله. لا 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 إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله.
There is a massive amount of poltergeist activity here. First, an object is thrown from the ceiling. Then, that heavy metal fire door doesn't just drift, it is pushed shut. Jassim gets close to prove there are no wires attached, and it violently slams right in his face. But the moment that truly defies explanation happens upstairs. After discovering unexplained fires burning on the floor, a white, cloth-like anomaly shoots across the room. At first, it looks like a sheet being thrown. But watch what happens when it reaches the balcony wall. It doesn't fall over the edge. Instead, it instantly dissipates into white smoke or steam and vanishes into thin air. In Islamic belief, the jinn are created from smokeless fire. Given the fires on the floor and the way this entity turned into vapor, did Jassim just capture a jinn on a live broadcast? Or was it just an elaborate hoax? You decide. If you have a paranormal video that you want us to transmit on the haunted frequency, email us at boooimscared@gmail.com. The uninvited guest. Finally, we end with a chilling update from Mexico. A TikTok user there has been documenting persistent poltergeist activity in her home for months. Objects moving, noises at night. But she has never been able to see what is causing it. Until now. She starts recording in her dining room as she walks toward the kitchen. What she captured that night sent chills down her spine. You can clearly see a silhouette standing right next to the stove, looking down at the boiling pot. It looks solid. It looks human. But watch what happens as she gets closer. The figure doesn't walk away. It simply evaporates from the reflection just seconds before she enters the room. When she turns on the lights, the kitchen is completely empty, except for the kettle, which is boiling away on the stove. Did the entity turn the stove on? Or was it just watching the water boil, which is even more chilling? Just like how chilling it is to watch the haunted frequency. So tune in your subscribe button to avoid being haunted. Hit the like button to catch the disappearing jinn. And write in your ghost-repelling spell at the comments below. We promise, we will be back to haunt your dreams next week.